Hello, ladies and gentlemen of the internet and of YouTube, and welcome back to Ringlight Fables. I'm your host and dungeon master, Skijaramaz, otherwise known as Toneshift, and with me today we have our full cast of players. We have SepiaWolfe playing Tuki Fletcher, our Crovan thief.
Hello.
We have Mick playing Boron, our half-dwarven battlemaster.
Greetings.
We have Willyzin playing Ludviek, our Rythari paladin.
Hello, everybody.
We have Goldwyn playing Minnove, our our kobold bard sorceress.
That'd be a really, really big change in character.
Someone just spontaneously came up and slapped a belt of transmog on you, and suddenly you're a bird.
I'm a
True
bird. Oh my
polymorph.
god, Tuki, we can hang out now and do things. And I understand fully.
It's like, oh, this is what the sensation is. Oh, fuck, I hate this.
Fuck this.
Oh, fuck
this
no.
Oh,
9.
fuck this shit. Oh, fucking hell there. Fucking
Oh,
going Canadian now. God damn it, fuck. Who knew?
It's like, I tried to tell you to turn this into energy. I know now that shit don't work. I'll fuck. Why are we turning southerner?
Well, you're fucking turning southerner. I'm fucking turning Canadian there. I don't fucking know what you're talking about there, bud.
All
Are
right.
you ready
because-
to feel the burn in your calves and thighs 24/7?
I'm feeling the burn all right. God damn there, eh? Absolute fucking hosers they are.
What the fuck is happening?
I just go around the roundabout there. So it's absolutely fine there, eh?
We're just stalling,
Don't
aren't we?
worry about it.
We're just stalling.
Kind of.
Okay,
Kind of
so
positive,
last
fine.
but certainly not least, we have Impulsive playing Kari, our Crovan bard. But at present, Impulsive is AFK because someone came knocking on his fucking door. So he should be here in a few minutes. We decided to start while we were waiting for him because we were tired of waiting, is why. So, where last we left off. As a reminder, the music room is up and going for those of you who wish to make use of it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that thing. That thing. So, where last we left off, our party had found themselves getting caught up in events they did not fully understand. Traveling south from the Academy city of Asmara and into the wilds that divide it from the city of Antarine, following rumors of a suddenly appeared horde of kobolds of various different scale colors. They eventually found themselves coming into contact with this horde on the shores of Lake Bofleril, some miles away from the nearest point of civilization. They were introduced after making their peaceful intentions known to a seeming leader of this group, a yellow scale named Torek, who confirmed that, yes indeed, Minnove's mother, Najira, was known to him, and indeed belonged to the same group he was part of, though was not present at this point in time. Sadly, before many more revelations could be made, a horrible battle broke out as Jade Halberds mercenaries fell upon the meeting. And while these mercenaries were ultimately defeated, the revelation that they were here in the first place spelled doom on the nearby burrow, where the rest of Torek's community lie in wait. Having seen these adventurers aid him and his companions against these mercenaries, he invited them to join him in the defense, and they rushed back to the kobold's burrow to join in the defense of their kin. After a long and grueling battle against an entire capture team of Jade Halberds mercenaries, it was revealed to the party that the kobolds that have taken up residence in these caves by the waterside are largely emaciated cripples, children, or elders, with only a handful of able-bodied adults among them who had all managed to escape from a horrible place, a mine somewhere in the mountains to the south, where they had been put to work as slaves, extracting iron and stone from the mountain for the profit of some individual whose identity has not yet been discerned. As an expression of gratitude to the party for their aid in defending this burrow, these refugees, the party was granted guest status within the horde, essentially, allowed to take shelter with them, rest with them, hear from them their story and their history, and work with them maybe to find a solution, for many still remain captive in that wretched mine to the south, and, well, as of now, there are many possible, but all difficult ways of addressing the problem that now presents itself to you all. These kobolds have nowhere else to go, practically nowhere that could accept them as they are without some serious intervention. Most of them are weak, not fit for travel, not fit even for a fight, save beyond brief scuffles or hunting trips. And they are actively hunted by mercenaries who you now know are capable of tracking them, if not already being fully aware of where they are located. Where last we left off, the party had sort of begun to splinter off from that initial meeting, that expository dump given to them by the lone mystic, a former student of Najira named Jazri, who got everyone up to speed on these events. A single Jade Halberd mercenary remains a prisoner, and it is currently, I'd say it's like short night at this point in time, as we come back in to our campaign. So, ladies and gentlemen, in the horde right now, all I know for certain is that Tuki is currently receiving instruction on the basics of Dragon Tongue from Jazri. We didn't really get to do anything with Kari last time on account of the fact that Impulsive had to leave us before the session ended because tired, understandably, work is a bitch. So let's start with him. Assuming he's back. Are you back?
I don't think so.
This is a problem.
I think he's still gone.
That does not sound promising.
All right, we'll tend to him later. Instead, we'll, I guess, just focus on Boron for the moment. What is Boron doing?
Actually, he is outside and keeping watch, just not trying to get too involved into all these kobold thingies.
Fair enough, fair enough. All right.
Basically setting up camp, checking for additional troops or anybody that might check on those that gone missing.
All right. Go ahead and make for me, I'll let it be your pick between investigation or survival.
Survival.
I should open my GM screen. 7.
Ugh.
Okay, so recent events, like everything that's happened over the last however long that this has all been going on, it has all rattled you quite a fair bit, because even if you don't have any concrete evidence of involvement at this point in time, the proximity to your town, as you mentioned in yesterday's event, in last session's events, it's still troubling. You have no concrete evidence of association at this time, but even just the proximity and the possibility is kind of leaving your mind a little off-kilter, a little unfocused. And your proximity to all these kobolds with whom you've not necessarily had the best dealings over the course of your career is leaving you tense and on edge and distracted to the point that you're not as attentive as maybe you ought to be. But with the 7, insofar as you can tell in such a sort of a scattered-brained state, there does not appear to be anyone else in the area, or any indication that there might have been stragglers or ones hanging back to monitor the situation. You see nothing of the sort.
Yeah. I'm still gonna do that.
Fair enough. Okay. I believe Minnove was doing something with Boron when we ended last time, right? Like you two went fishing or something?
Minnove went to go drag Boron out fishing, more or less just to give Tuki the privacy to ask
Okay.
Siri the questions
All right.
that she wanted to ask her in private. If
Okay.
Boron actually wanted to go through with that, it's up to Boron.
Okay.
All right. Sure enough. I'm not going to necessitate any rolls for that, so you two are just kind of filling time. Tuki is making some basic strides in learning Draconic, or Dragon Tongue, rather, which reminds me, Tuki, I need you to make for me a intelligence roll.
That's
16. All right. So, that means that your progress bar will go to 2 of 150. And that'll consume the next few hours of time for you. Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay, real quick, making sure. That didn't appear on everyone else's screen, did it?
No, I couldn't see anything.
Okay, good. Apparently, the click didn't actually take. Hooray. Okay, and Ludviek. You had some things you wanted to do.
Yes, there was one that we sort of did, and then the other thing, which was going to be public, was the searching for that other guy that back when we first started fighting, that was kneecapped.
Yeah.
See if he's still alive.
Fair
or
enough.
if the forest got to him in the interim.
All right. So,
the trees ate him.
Yay!
hey, we'll get to you in a second there, Kari. Yeah. So, yeah, we kind of got started without you. Sorry.
That's fine. I was unexpectedly pulled away for an unexpected thing.
It's yeah. All right. So, so Ludviek, you pull yourself away from the group. Do you let them know that you're heading out so that they don't wonder where the fuck did the lion go?
Yeah, I probably let Boron know as I passed by him that I was going to go look for that remainder, that other warrior. Boron, I'm heading out to go find that other one that I knocked unconscious before. If he's still alive, then bring him back here.
What do you want with him?
Well, it's you can interrogate one and get information. But when you have two, you can get more information and pit one against the other.
All right. I'll check.
And right now, we don't know how many more there is. This could have been maybe a hunting party. Maybe there are more in nearby village. Maybe there's another group on the way. We need to know exactly what we're dealing with before we make any... Well, I don't know if we'll know everything, but it would be good to know as much as possible before we take any action.
All right. So with that in
All right.
mind, is
Head
Boron
out
going with
and
you, or are you going solo?
Boron's free to join if he'd like.
Yeah, I will.
Okay.
Alright.
All right, so you two set out, taking, I'd say, like the next 30 minutes to an hour to sort of travel back to that spot on the beach where you had your initial confrontation. It's easy enough to find, as at this point, the carrion birds have begun to sort of haunt the battlefield as you approach. Sort of coming up on it, you see dark birds sort of flittering along the coastline, picking at the bodies. They scatter at your approach. Fading off into the distance, calling out to each other and warning about bigger people being present. Sort of searching through the nearby tree line where the kneecapped individual was. I am going to make a roll. All right. So as you're sort of sifting through the foliage and the trees, you don't find the body of the man that you left here. It seems that at some point he left, but you don't see additional blood that would indicate to you that he was torn into.
Can I try and track and see, like, is there, like, drag marks at all?
Survival
Try
check.
and track and... All right.
I'll help.
Okay. With help, that'll turn that 8 to the 22 because advantage. Okay. Okay.
Thank you for the help, Boron. It is much needed. I am apparently blind.
So, yeah.
Yeah,
So Ludviek,
unsurprising.
Yeah, so Ludviek, you're kind of looking in the wrong direction as you're kind of looking around for any signs of a trail. Boron kind of catches it like, hey, over here, kind of draws your attention, and you actually see, like, sort of just kind of hanging off of a little bit of, like, a wood branch kind of poking up from the podzol of the ground. Just a little bit of Jade Halberd sort of arraignment. You saw they had this sort of very clear cut, like their tabards were very uniform in color with sort of this green and darker green overcoat that they all seem to wear. And you see just a little strip of that sort of on this bit of branch, and that draws your attention to a clearly sort of defined drag path with just the occasional little drop of blood kind of tucked away between pine needle and leaf and mud. You get the impression that it seems this man dragged himself away. In his condition, he couldn't get very far, but also in his condition, there's no telling how long he would last. And he does have a good, like, couple-hour head start on you, so...
Yes. It's like, we'll need to be hurry. If you found another of his group, it would spell very quick doom for these kobolds. Let us follow. And I'd like to track him down then. Follow that drag path.
All right.
If he's dragging, it's got to be obvious.
Indeed. Indeed it is. It was not a high DC. It was 10.
We can only be a quarter mile away.
Yeah. So...
Drag.
Yeah. Okay. So, following the drag marks deeper into the woods, it doesn't take you terribly long. I'd say maybe like 15 minutes of following the path before your ears sort of perk up a bit and you hear just the sound of someone groaning in pain as they drag themselves along through the underbrush.
Well, Boron, I think I tried to I turned to Boron and speak softly as to not be overheard. It's like, well, Boron, I think we found him.
Yeah.
Do you mind if I take the lead on this?
Go ahead. You're the people person.
It's like, all right, I'd basically like to have Ludviek work his way around, and I'd just basically like to appear in front of the guy. Like, let's say he's going to struggle through a bush. I'd be on the other side of the bush waiting there for him.
All right. Easy enough. You kind of slink around, sort of listening to the sound, keeping it at your side until it's coming straight on you. Sort of find a tree nearby, sort of lean against it and just wait. And about a minute later, the bloodied form of this Jade Halberd. I think it was an archer, wasn't it?
I believe so.
Okay, so a Jade Halberd archer. Their uniform was a bit different from the foot soldiers. The foot soldiers kind of had like this kind of like stripy tabard with like chainmail underneath. This guy is like the main difference in this guy's armor is that his helmet is more focused on protecting his eyes, and you see that like his main arm has like not chain plating, but somewhat a little more like a not baggy, but just broad, like shielding for his arm, kind of like a big leather cuff. If you've ever seen the archers from Final Fantasy Tactics, kind of like that. Just arm protection so that if he gets shot at with his main arm, he doesn't lose the ability to use his bow. And as he's kind of dragging himself into the spot, he looks up, sees you. Oh, fuck.
I do have to admire you. Have quite the tenacity. You made quite a distance just by yourself. And he leans down to him. But I'm afraid, at least in this case, you will not have to drag yourself for much further. Wait for him to respond.
Well, if you're going to kill me, then get on with it.
I do not try to kill if I cannot. In this case, I will not. However, the ones you did attack do want to have words with you. And there is things they would like to talk to you about. I put my hand on his shoulder, and I do lay on hands of just a single point. Just enough to like focus on his legs.
All right. So you channel that into his leg. You sort of hear a few pops and snaps as bones start to sort of realign themselves, and he's just because like it's very painful as the bones are realigning, but when you're done, he sort of experimentally moves his leg a couple times and starts to slowly stand up, very wobbly, very unsteady.
I would appreciate if we do not try to make this more of a scuffle than if need be. And basically, he just basically like signals us like he's got some rope in his hands. There's like motions of like, come on, hands out.
Make a persuasion check with advantage. Natural 20. All right, so the archer kind of looks you up and down for a second. His eyes sort of eventually sort of like settle on your holy symbol. I imagine that you sort of have like stitched into the front of your armor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like, I have your word I won't be killed soon.
I cannot promise that fully, but I can promise that under my watch, you will not come to harm. And if there is to be a dark day ahead for you, I'll make certain that you meet it as a warrior.
Huh. Warrior and rope, sure, whatever. Just sort of slumps and lets you tie him.
Most appreciated. And as I like give a whistle for Boron. Don't ask me to whistle in real life, please.
I can't whistle either. You're good, bro. No judgment.
Thank
Sure.
you.
Yeah, that. Thank you. Someone here
And,
can.
Excellent. So yeah, then basically just head back. I mean, aside from I can't think of anything really to say. So yeah, mostly just to tie up this loose end.
All right. It'll take you a bit to get him all the way back, and you've been gone for a little bit. So now we have the opportunity to shift our attention to Kari. So, back at the burrow, what is the main thing you imagine Kari is sort of doing to fill his time?
All right, well, so we're kind of sort of somewhat hanging out with the kobolds.
For the moment, at least, yes, you have been you've been invited into their burrow as a gesture of gratitude for helping them protect protecting them and their young. There was a meeting with their mystic, Jazri, that everyone was kind of invited to attend, but Ludviek busied himself with keeping tabs on the first prisoner y'all took. We just kind of assumed that that's where Kari's been. Ludviek has gone since then, so Kari, you are welcome to find other ways to fill your time. Gather information, talk to whoever if you want.
What would he do here? That's a very good question.
It's an interesting situation, to be sure. This is like well outside of Kari's sphere of experience, I think.
How many shiny things will it take to learn some draconic words?
Huh. I mean...
Actually, no, you know what? Here's a question. Just, I guess, now. So, can Kraven learn languages really fast since they have near perfect, if not perfect, mimicry and near perfect, if not perfect, memory?
They can definitely learn languages faster than other people can. It's not like lightning quick because languages are complicated beasts. We've kind of gone over this with Tuki because she's also trying to learn Draconic. Kind of what we settled on is it's following kind of the same basic rules that were kind of laid out in the player's handbook, where you would need a tutor to teach you every day to sort of progress that along, and it would take like a long-ass time, like 200 days of constant study to get a language perfected to the point where you could mark it as a proficiency. We've house-ruled it slightly to accommodate for Kraven intelligence and memory being what it is. Instead of 200, it's 150, and instead of days, it's points. And as long as you have someone on hand who knows the language who can agree to tutor you for whatever reason, then any time you undertake a lesson that lasts for a sufficient amount of time, sufficient hourage, you make an intelligence roll, and at minimum, you make 1 point of progress, and if you roll high enough, you can make multiple points in a single sitting. So Tuki made a roll of like 16 earlier, which is enough for 2 points of progress in a single sitting. So it's still a project. It's not something you can learn instantly, but you have the capacity to learn a lot faster than someone else if you roll well.
Okay.
But yeah, it's still a full-ass language with completely different grammar and whatnot, so.
I think, honestly, that might be his first thought is, this is a perfect opportunity to brush up on this, if they'll let me.
All right.
Because I don't know what else he'd do here, I'll be real.
All right.
This is so far beyond. Well, okay, it's not just what he would do, it's what they would also let him do.
Fair enough.
He helped, but
Yeah. So you're currently, I'll say you're currently like in the chamber that has the prisoner, the first prisoner that you took, that's already sort of wrapped up and in here. There are a couple of other kobold scrappers on hand keeping an eye on the prisoner, so you don't have to worry too much about it. You can leave if you want. So they've got this guy well handled. They kind of give you like questioning glances from time to time. Like, you get the vibe that these kobolds recognize you as an ally, but don't necessarily trust you as a friend just yet. Like, you have earned a place of gratitude and respect, but friendship might still be a few knocks off, and so they're kind of giving you the glances of begrudgingly respectful strangers that you might expect in a situation like that.
Actually, no, we're switching gears.
Okay.
So, Kari is... So, this is something that could either be extremely roleplay heavy, if you want it to be, or something that could have some roleplay. I guess now I think he just wants to learn about kobolds from kobolds that live as kobolds. No offense, Minnove.
None, take it.
But based on the way you interact with these kobolds, you have no idea how kobold society works.
No, she has no idea.
She was raised primarily in a human city, so yeah.
So then, yeah. I guess he would start by asking one of these scrappers, excuse me, but is there a is there a I can't quite think of an appropriate term. Some sort of lawmaster or someone who's a little bit more familiar with some of the histories or some of the culture around here I could speak to.
You look for Jazri, mystic. It kind of comes out in broken common. You get the impression this one isn't well versed in the common tongue. Kind of a points down a nearby tunnel. Find the big fire. Rest of your friends talked to her. You have questions, she can answer.
Oh, yes. Thank you very much. I will go speak with her then. And then he's going to walk off and go, why didn't they tell me about that?
I mean, you did hear about that. You just kind of, you weren't here. Kari was here. You were not.
Yeah, it's a character thing, sure.
Anyway, so you kind of navigate the halls of this burrow a bit, kind of following the direction you were given. It doesn't take you terribly long. It's not a big place. You eventually step into this wider chamber where this sort of larger fire has been set up. You do see that there are a couple of other kobolds not terribly far away who appear to just be keeping an eye on things, sort of monitoring strangers that have come in. The only one other than you of your party who is presently here is Tuki, sitting near that fire, sort of cross-legged next to it, and you see this teal kobold next to her trading words. And as you're approaching, you get the impression that they're already talking about the language of Dragon Tongue. Like, Jazri says something and Tuki repeats it back, and as you're sort of approaching, Jazri replies, "That is how we refer to ourselves. That is... I don't believe you and I have been introduced," as she sort of notices your approach, Kari.
Hello there. He's going to bow his head and hope that's a sign of respect, and say, "My name is Kari Canu Travadile. It is a pleasure to meet you." What's her name? Out of character.
Jazri.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Jazri, I assume?
That is my name, yes.
I hope I'm not interrupting anything.
She sort of looks at you, Tuki, for confirmation.
About how long would it have been at this point?
At this point, I'd say it's been an hour or two, long enough for those points in your roll to stick.
Not at all. I think I've had about as much as I can handle inside a cave for the day.
All right. Well, why don't you get some fresh air? And if I may, he's gonna take a seat opposite from where Tuki is on the other side of the kobold, and and fish out a piece of paper and a quill, and then say, if I may be so bold, I would like to ask a few questions about kobold society.
Oh, of course. I can't guarantee that my answers will be all-encompassing. Every horde has its own customs, but I will be glad to tell you what I can, within some restrictions.
Of course.
Just making this lady's day.
Yeah, you kind of you can kind of see it as you are sort of getting ready and prompt her with this. Like there's this delighted shimmer in her eye at the prospect of getting to educate outsiders on her people. Like she is giddy right now.
Right. Well. Well then, I suppose. Start wherever you want. Give me everything that you're willing to, and don't worry about talking fast. I can write down. I can write words at a quite quick pace.
He's also very, very interested in these sorts of things. I think he'll be pleasantly surprised at how much interest he has. Thank you for your time.
Of course.
Enjoy your fresh air, Tuki.
Thank you. I'm going to, and she just zips off.
It just kind of goes off at a jog. Right. So you turn your attention back to Jazri as Tuki takes her leave. You tell me I can start wherever I wish, but there are many places I could begin. It would be easier if you prompted me.
All right. Then. What about we start with just the general day-to-day, and then we'll move on from there.
Well, the general day-to-day. Ultimately, that depends on one's place within a horde.
Did you hear that?
Many cultures above the surface of this world have fluidic lifestyles, I suppose, and prospects of merit as opposed to necessity. You'll notice any kobold horde you interact with has virtually no need for the coin that your peoples tend to covet so. Every kobold has a part to play, a role they have in keeping everyone else going. Whether that be foraging for food, digging out new tunnels, reinforcing those that already exist, training the young, caring for the young.
Hold on a moment. It seems that I need to grab a new inkwell. This one's empty. And fish around for a second. All right, continue.
In my particular case, to give you a more concrete example, I have been educated in the arts of a mystic. Such as what the word would translate to in your tongue, at least. Synonyms might be shaman or storyteller. We are entrusted with the lore and history of our kind, stretching back generations. We preserve our ceremonies, our rites, our traditions and oral histories and stories. And we're the keepers of magic in any given horde, second only to our dragon, if we have one, in magical ability. As such...
All right.
Go on.
Oh, no, that's me
Right,
just role-playing him talking under his breath.
Gotcha.
Okay.
As such, when the time calls for it, I guide these ones through our ceremonies, our rituals, our rites of passage, whatever they may be. A transition of a child to an adult. The blessing of a union if one should arise. Though I imagine it's rather unlike how the peoples of mankind approach such matters.
I wouldn't know. But I would know if you'd enlighten me. Please keep going.
Okay, actually, no, I do want to ask, because this is something that can go on forever, because I know Skij has all of this written down and all of his
Yes,
world
I
building
do.
notes, and Kari will keep asking questions.
I am grinning.
So I'm asking for the sake of the party. Do we want to just cutscene the rest of this,
or because this could be the rest of the night. If no one stops us.
Several nights, probably.
I'd say ask like the three most pertinent ones you would think of. Let this be splintered with a bit of kobold lore in here.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess just to give me the three most significant things you want Kari to learn about, and I'll give you the rundown.
I think he's just going to continue down along the what she was talking about, and I think he's going to start by asking what her favorite one of these rituals is to perform for her little kobold horde.
Okay.
All
right.
Oh, go on.
Go on. You list your questions. I will answer them in turn.
No, I was going to say the same thing, but using different words.
Okay. All right. So, sort of prompting Jazri after a while to recite her favorite of the ceremonies. There is a specific song that I was taught by Najira that harkens across our history. There isn't a direct translation into the common tongue for its lyrics, unfortunately. But it... How do I put this? It is equal parts lament and celebration. Because our history is long and full of so many hardships, it is difficult to convey them in any way, especially to an outsider. No offense to you.
Oh, none taken.
The loss of our homeland, the gradual dwindling of our species, and especially of the dragons to whom we pledge our service. A lack of a place to call our own. And yet, even despite all of this and the constant conflicts between our kin and yours, we are still here. We may be beaten and battered and bruised, but we are still alive and strong enough to stand and sing. And that song that Najira taught me that conveys all of this, we use to lift our spirits. It's... I suppose it's similar in some ways to a hymn. A song sung in gatherings and communal meetings to chase away the specters of our fear and our doubts, remind us that the pain we feel now will not kill us, that we have risen above it before and we shall again. And to depend on each other to do so. For one kobold alone is a kobold not likely to last long. There is a reason we live in hordes.
That's beautiful. He says in a very clinical, scholarly way. Like, oh, that's very beautiful.
There's
he's in writing it down mode.
Like there's like a tiny bit of sort of strain that kind of creeps into her smile at your tone, but she doesn't like badger you about it. She's like, he's lost in the weeds. The sentiment might be a little going over his head at the moment, but it's fine. He's learning. I can deal with it. It's okay.
Or then again, it might just be him covering up something that had touched at his heart and being like, anyway.
Sorry, that was the arrow earlier.
What? That was really quiet.
I did not hear what you said, Minnove. What was that?
Besides the arrow earlier.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's still inside me.
It's been Robin Hooded 3 times in 3 months. Oh, fuck. Huh.
I wonder if I can keep writing with this. Ooh.
Your journal suddenly just starts turning fucking red because you changed ink out for your own ribcage blood.
Oh, this is going... Oh, these injuries are going to suck when I get older.
All right. Next question.
Anyway.
Uh, I have choice paralysis. Does anyone have any ideas? Hmm.
You could ask about the different
Ac-
kinds of kobolds.
Ooh, actually,
I know that's funny you
Um,
asked me.
I'm sorry. Could you repeat that? You're really quiet.
Yeah, for
I
like
know
you sound like
you
you're.
asked me.
Yeah, it sounds like you're really far from your
I'm
mic
a
or
little
something.
ways away from my mic. Yeah.
Hmm.
Ah.
I know one time you asked me what different kinds of kobolds. About like different kinds.
I think that will be the third question. Actually, no, that will be the second question. Is just what do you mind going over some of just the different types of kobolds that exist? That we're just going to pretend that it's something that came up in whatever big conversation they're having.
That's fair enough.
Yeah.
So, if by that you're referring to our scale color, and she sort of holds her hand up to draw attention to the teal scales covering her body, these are a marker of the dragon to which our mothers were bonded when we were conceived. They do not, however, indicate to which dragon we are presently bound, only the one we started with. For a kobold to bond to a dragon is to accept that dragon as their... What is a valid word in your tongue? The closest equivalent word in your language would be God, but that oversells the nature of the bond. Dragons have a bond with kobolds, and we do to them. Dragons can impose, to an extent, their will upon their horde, upon the kobolds to whom they are joined. It is not something as nefarious as mind control, mind you. Such things are not possible within the usual scope of magic, especially not from a distance. But it's more... It engages with our instincts. The dragon that we find ourselves in alliance with commands our respect and our obedience and our loyalty, and our instincts, when that bond is born, compel us to obey far more readily than we otherwise might. But at the same time, there is a benefit. It's a trade, almost, in the ways that mankind's various peoples give praise, or service rather, to their lords and kings in exchange for protection by laws and lands and soldiers. It is similar for us. Our dragons are our kings, our nations. The bond is simply writ in our blood and not on paper. But the bonds can be changed. Normally, to establish a bond with a dragon to overwrite a previous one requires weeks spent in a dragon's presence. Ceremonies are conducted as a kobold is questioned and tried and tested to ensure that they are a good fit for that dragon's horde.
Oh, so it's just like some kind of magic contract type of deal.
I suppose you could think of it that way. The proximity alone and a dragon's consent are required, but if these things are carried out to the dragon's satisfaction, the bond will be made. And a dragon can transmit its wishes and its will to its bound over great distance. Not enough to force behavior, but to communicate wishes. Most of us here, however, are so far away from the dragon to which we are bound, however, that all we have is empty silence.
I see that.
That must hurt.
It's a disquieting feeling.
Mm.
For most of our history, and all of it that has been recorded, we have always known the rulership of dragons. It is pleasing to us, I suppose, to know that we are protected, watched over, and given direction and purpose by one who can watch over us our entire lives for generations. To not have that, to be absent that generational parentage, it can leave us feeling isolated. But it is a void we can fill. Again, the horde.
Yes. He gets a weird look on his face.
Is something the matter?
Nothing you need to concern yourself with. Now, let's keep going, shall we? And yada yada yada, talking. Blah, blah, blah. Unless that was like the end of that, I guess.
All right. One more question, I guess.
Yes. Do you know how to write?
Regrettably,
In your tongue.
In my
in
tongue.
your tongue. Yes, do you know how to write in your tongue?
Yes, I know how to write Dragon Scroll.
All right, in that case, and he's going to hand a fresh piece of paper and inkwell and quill to her and say, "Would you do me so as you may be aware, one of my traveling companions is the red kobold Minnove.
Of course.
She, her profession is music. If you wouldn't mind writing down just a few songs for her in your tongue, just so that she could be more familiar with her heritage, that I can then give to her later, then that would be most appreciated."
Of course. Though, time permitting, it would be my honor to teach her these songs myself personally, should the opportunity arise. Her mother was a mystic, taught me everything I know. I believe that she was priming Minnove to follow in her footsteps before she was taken.
Yes, that would be the preferred outcome, but with the lives we lead, with the lives that we're leading day to day, I don't know if she would want to stay here or leave with us on whatever next errand comes along our way. So I would rather like to just play things safe and have this on standby.
Of course. She will take the parchment, nod to you, and start writing down some songs. Seems that she's primarily just focusing on getting down the raw words of the lyrics, as opposed to any notation. She doesn't know how to write sheet music.
Oh yeah, no, that's what he expected.
All right.
Besides, what good is a bard that can't just look at some words on a page and go, "I think I could strum something to this"?
Fair enough. All right. So, after a little while, she gets done writing down, writing several things down. She hands the parchment back to you. A handful of smaller songs and the longer lament that I spoke to you of before.
Thank you very much, Mystic. Oh my gosh, I forgot her name.
It is in the chat.
Okay, which?
Jasri.
Jasri. Okay. Thank you very much, Jasri. Thank you very much for humoring me. But I'm going to go check on the rest of my compatriots and see what they've been up to all this time. Thank you very much.
Thank you for showing an interest. It is
Of course.
a rare thing for an outsider to show an interest in my craft. As a teacher, it was my privilege.
Well, I'm very fond of this world that I find myself in, and I like to try to learn all of its aspects, be they taboo or not.
Would that more were so open-minded.
Now, I must take my leave. And then scuttle off in the same way Tuki.
Okay. All right.
Okay, there.
Birds of a feather wall together.
The 6-hour session has been avoided, everyone.
I think the longest we've gone has been like close to 4 hours, I think.
Yeah.
I don't think we've ever broken 5, unless I am mistaken.
I mean, if you want to count the dagger hurt, but that was...
Yeah, that was a little different, and also not on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
I
it
died.
doesn't look... Yeah, yes, you did. And then I revived you. Okay, yeah, no, it doesn't look like any session we've done as of this point in time has broken even 4 hours. The longest one of these we have looks to be last session, actually. Yeah, last session looks like it's been our longest so far. Session 23 was like 3 hours and 34 minutes.
Nice.
All right, cool. Either way, so yeah, that conversation took a while. So in the meantime, what did Tuki do? Did Tuki just find like a rock to sit on or something, or what?
I think she got outside, took off her hood, just kind of like ran her hands through her head feathers for a second, just to kind of like catch her breath, clear her head, and then she's gonna go towards the lake since she heard Boron and Minnove and possibly Ludviek were gonna go fishing.
All right. Making your way over there, you only see Minnove at present.
Hey,
Oh, hello.
anybody else leave you?
Yeah, but they went to go find the guy that Ludviek left alive and shattered his kneecaps. So, just me. Right now.
You alright?
Been better.
I suppose that was a stupid question, wasn't it?
No, not a stupid one. Silly, but not stupid.
A little closer to your mic, if at all possible.
Hello, guys. Hello, everyone. Not stupid, just silly.
I'm still working on social interaction. I think I default to small talk.
I mean, I built my entire career on small talk, so don't worry. At this point, I'm basically a professional. I could have deep conversations and small talk in the same conversation, so.
Do you want to talk about how you're feeling?
A lot. I don't know. I knew it wasn't gonna be good. Like ever. And all the times I've thought about getting this close. And I knew it wasn't going to be happy.
I think we look at things a bit different. Out of the infinite possibilities. One, she didn't leave you.
Not
That's not
purposely,
her
at
choice.
least.
Yeah, well, that's not her choice. I think that should
Yeah.
mean something.
It does. A lot.
And
When I was young.
go ahead.
No. You go, Tuki.
I don't know. It's strange being the one with the optimism, but
I mean, I'm
I
optimistic, but
well, I mean,
that could be a lie.
she could be alive.
Yeah, she could. She very much could. Like Jazzery said, they could be keeping her alive for just the reason of what she brings, what she brought. But Torek also is not as optimistic and more pessimistic than Jazzery is.
It seems like they're two sides of the same coin. Hmm? Well, she is hopeful that she is alive, but doesn't think that they can rescue them, and he wants to rescue them, but doesn't think that she is alive.
Yeah, I guess you're right in this. Very opposite to the same.
So you
I
say
just
the
don't-
word, and I aim my tail feather south, and we go there.
I can't ask you to do that, Tuki.
You barely have to. Where else am I going to go?
That is true. Gotta keep you moving somehow. Well, at least somewhere.
Gottfried is steady work so far, which is very nice, but the downtime between was not so easy.
No. I wish I could do something to help out with that.
There's no need.
Yeah, but the way Jazzery just did it. Kind of envious of it, honestly.
I mean, it was still there. It just wasn't making me hyperventilate. If I could sweat, I think I would be drenched.
Can you really not sweat?
It's either I'm so used to it that it just doesn't happen anymore, or I just don't. I'm not quite sure. I never learned anatomy.
Right. Fun fact. I'll actually go into this because it turns out I was wrong. If you read Adernach, my book, go buy it now on Amazon. In the very first chapter, I have a Kraven show up who is dripping with sweat as he hikes through a forest. So I was wrong about that. I forgot that detail. Yes, Kraven sweat. I just completely forgot it. Because I wrote that like 2 years ago, so.
I mean, I'm still very used to it, so.
Fair,
Yeah. I don't know. I've been kind of doing a lousy job on fishing, and she points to the basket that's very much not fish, no fish in it.
Let me see what you have, since I guess nobody showed you. She'll just look over the line and stuff.
Look over the line.
Yeah, like see what you have for a line and a hook and stuff.
Oh, it's not even. She doesn't even have it out.
Huh.
It's like there, but it's very poorly put in. Like it's almost like you know how like the typical thing of like there's a stick
holding a line or a rope or like a fishing rod, and with like a little bell on top kind of vibe, and this farmer or the fisher is like sleeping underneath the tree kind of vibe. Just like really kind of like daintily put there.
You want
that's kinda what
to
it has set up.
you want to fish the way I learned?
How'd you then?
I got taught by a writer. Bare hands.
That's terrifying.
Nice some tricks. And she'll wade into the shallows and like grab a mussel, peel it out of the shell, and just you hold it loosely in one hand, the other cup, and you just wait till they come to look at what's in your hand, and you grab them before they take it and flee.
As you kind of kneel in the water, hold this bit of like dead mussel meat in the water, just kind of hang out for a minute, and soon enough, this little kind of slightly fat-ish fish, like I'd say maybe like 8 inches long, comes swimming tentatively in your direction. It's a little closer, clearly drawn by the smell of this like dead thing. You get the impression this might be some manner of carnivorous fish, or at the very least the kind that's not afraid to chow down on residual things, scavenging. Gets a little closer and a little closer until it's basically sticking its nose into your hand.
She's gonna grab it and like maybe even like hook 2 fingers into the gill to keep it from flipping away.
All right, go ahead and make for me, I guess, just a grapple check, technically.
I'm not very strong.
10. All right. I'll still allow it just because, you pull the fish up, but like it kind of like gets away from you for a second. So like, Minnove, you kind of watch Tuki like kind of juggling the fish almost for a second before like you manage to like sink some talons into the gills and like it doesn't fall into the water now. So you can it kind of like playing hot potato where you're just passing things back and forth between your hands really fast. That kind of thing where you're just trying to catch something but it keeps falling away from you.
Is it slippery?
A bit. I'm not very good at it, but that's still how I was taught.
It is shaking on your claws.
I mean, she's gonna bring it up to put in the basket that Minnove's got.
Give me an idea with how you did that. And she's gonna try and copy Tuki.
Okay.
In a sense of grabbing like a oyster or a mussel.
Okay.
And trying to beckon a fish towards her.
All right. It takes a little bit, but eventually you do see another fish kind of coming your way.
And
comes a little closer. Little closer. It's basically sticking it. Alright. So, as soon as this fish touches its nose to your hand, you reach out and grab it, and it is weird. Like, Tuki, from where you are kind of on like the shore or like the little rocky dock that kind of improvised from a bit of just jutting out stone, you see like everything around Minnove's feet, like in the water, just suddenly light up real bright, and you hear this sort of really low, bassy but muffled thump, and the water kind of as just a big old cloud of steam kind of rises up around Minnove as she lifts up a thoroughly electrocuted to death fish.
Well, that's one way to do it.
I got one.
A few other corpses of fish kind of rise up from the water nearby, just kind of surfacing and floating away.
and got 1, 2, 3. You know what? And Minnove's gonna throw the fish in there, and she's gonna dive into the water and try to grab all the fish that have like surfaced.
All right. I'm not gonna make you roll anything for that. You just kind of swim around, gathering up some fish in your arms. It's nice to not be getting dragged under by the undertow of running rapids by a water drake.
It is very nice. I'm very much enjoying this.
You come out, your clothes are just clinging to you again, but you're fine otherwise.
When she comes out with the fish, she's gonna cast prestidigitation on herself to kind of dry herself.
Yeah, it's 4 fish in total.
Awesome.
All
There
right.
you go.
I'm very glad Minnove didn't electrocute herself.
I was tempted. I was sorely tempted.
We don't need to have a Darwin Award, please.
alternate take of the scene where there's a thum, and Minnove like just lights up like a goddamn Christmas tree for a second, and then just slumps into the water, and I'm like, all right, roll a new character.
All right,
Tuki
everyone, we're aborting the
stands there.
current storyline.
Tuki just stands there watching the kobold just spontaneously commit suicide. What the fuck? Why? No. That is
Okay, this went.
that's fucking dark, but it's funny.
Thanks, kids. You've traumatized the viewers.
Oh, come on. We've already revealed to them that these kobolds are escaped slaves and that their families are being used as leverage to compel their obedience. Like, this is fucking nothing.
Minove's death is nothing to you?
I mean,
Wow.
Okay. You see, you don't have to take the words that I say and then twist them into their worst possible version, okay? I'm the dungeon master this time.
Twisting your worst.
That's a joke no one else but us here in this chat will understand.
Steve, you're already a better fisherman than me.
I mean,
Anyway, but yes, back to the canon timeline.
I mean, beginner's luck?
Sure. It's not a bad thing.
What, beginner's luck?
Being better than anybody.
No,
I'm not
it's
upset by it.
Well, kind of cheated. That's
Is it cheating if your belly is full at the end of the day?
when I'm comparing myself to don't have capacity as I do, then yes.
You cut out a bit there.
When I am comparing myself to others that don't have the same capacity and skills as I do, then yes, I do consider it cheating.
Well, that would mean that this was a competition.
Do you want to make it a competition?
I didn't see it as one in the first place.
Would you like to make it a competition?
Sure.
All right.
Alright.
Okay. So I guess you two go wading back out into the water to do this shit the normal way. And in that case, I would like the two of you to make for me opposed survival checks.
Oh. I'm actually pretty good at those, okay.
Huh. All right. So it's pretty close, all told. But in the end, the one who winds up catching more fish over about, I'd say, like 20 minutes or so, not by a lot, mind you, you catch like one fish more than Tuki by the time you start to sort of wind down, is Minnove. And you're not exactly sure what it could be that draws the fish slightly more to you than Tuki, but you do catch one fish more than she does. And it's sort of at around the time that you're sort of catching your last fish, and you're both kind of starting to get tired of this because your backs are starting to hurt from being bent over to do this. As is around this time, I'd say that Ludviek and Boron are coming back with their prisoner.
Oh, hello, boys. Did you catch him? Did you have fun?
Boron is very glum. Apparently he doesn't like this at all.
Visibly displeased with the situation, but
Yeah. And
Who shot on his
where
bed?
is Ludviek? Hello?
yes, we're here. We're
Oh.
saying words.
Well, if you
Yeah,
can't,
but Ludviek
It-
is not here.
if you're
Oh.
talking, we can't hear
yeah,
you.
now he is.
There you are.
No, I am here. I just was waiting for. I thought Boron was still saying something. That's all.
Okay.
It's like Ludviek nods. Is like, I see you've caught some things as well.
Yeah, I thought that was what you guys were going to be doing.
I guess there were more urgent fish to catch.
We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I lost count of my. I don't know how to count fish, but we got a lot of fish. She's gonna hold the bucket up over her head.
That's pretty impressive.
Yes, very good job, Minnove.
Well, Tuki carried a lot of it. In fact, she's the one who won our competition. Easy peasy.
Well, I need to make sure my catch is secured. Come along.
All right. So,
And he leads the prisoner he caught to the other one there in the same room, basically. Let's oh dang it, what was the yellow skull's name again?
Torek.
Torek. Let's Torek know. Hopefully they pass by him. If not, he lets one of the guards knows, like, Torek, I have caught another.
He'll
And,
see soon enough.
Yeah. And Ludviek is gonna bring both of them there, and depending on the situation, is Torek already there, or is it just the
You
two
do not.
prisoners? And
You
I
do
assume
not
Boron.
currently see any sign of Torek with the prisoners. He is not here at the moment.
All right.
You're not sure where
So
he
both-
is. None of you have seen him since he kind of scattered off to do your own things after the initial info dump last session. Seems he kind of wandered off and hasn't come back yet.
That is fine. Boron, were you following me with the other prisoner himself as well?
Yeah.
All right, good. And I think it's time we actually have a chat with these gentlemen before, Torek comes in.
All right.
So,
I'm gonna stay outside.
he's like,
All
oh. While they're in there, Ludviek then just steps outside for a brief moment. He makes sure they're both placed at opposite ends of the room, so there's no chance of them trying to break each other's binds.
Yeah.
But talks to Boron briefly. You've been quite anxious about this whole situation.
Yeah. It's the same like in that village. I hate to take prisoners. It's just, especially if we don't plan on letting them go. That's the worst thing.
Is it
And we can't.
What about it upsets you so much?
That turns my stomach upside down.
It does. What There must be a reason for such a feeling. Is there some bad history behind that?
Yeah, I've been in the business for a long time, and personally, I like to make a clean cut. That's more honest to me.
No loose ends. Or is it something else?
Not sure.
Hmm.
It just leaves a sour taste in my mouth.
I don't like to kill if I can.
The Jade Halberds, they're, like I said, they're a bunch of jackasses. Not the most honorable company out there, but certainly one of the bigger ones. But I ran with some outfits that were of similar moral ambiguity.
Ah. I will not try, if you do not want me to. But could this feeling be a sort of resentment from past deeds? You say you've made it no secret you have done some things you do not agree with. Now.
It's bad as a mercenary. Sometimes you need to do jobs that are well below your moral standards. And I hate that. I got out of it. So I'm no longer part of any company. I do my own work.
I would say that is a sign of your own moral character, Boron. To be able to see what is wrong and change your ways from it speaks very good of your character.
I sometimes have the idea of, like, founding my own company. But it's, you need a lot of money for that.
I would guess. It is not a very easy task to do, even on a single dime, or single coin.
And especially if you don't take all kinds of work. It's hard to make ends meet.
As you said, if you lower your morals, work opens up easier.
Yes.
Well, many good things in life are not easy.
True. You go do with those prisoners as you want, but I don't want to take part in it.
To be honest, Boron, I am somewhat conflicted myself.
It turns my head upside down to give them hope that we know they don't have.
I do not expect the kobolds will be very lenient. After all, these are basically mercenaries chasing after, escaped slaves.
Yeah.
They know the job they're in. They know the risks. They know what they came to do. You would assume at that point, they also would be accepting of the consequences. But I know for many, we do not always think beyond our own immediate self. At this point, their fate, their ultimate fate, is outside of our scope. What we can do is... I don't know. Could try to appeal to their inner humanity. But as you said, the Jade Halberds do not exactly have the best reputation for those amongst their ranks.
Very true.
It might be easier then. It might be easier than to play on each other. Play against their own lack of not knowing.
But just leave me out of it. Please.
Understood. I will not ask you to do anything you do not wish, Boron.
Thank you.
But ultimately, though, we are at a lack of knowledge. We do know where the other kobolds are being held, but it's quite a far distance.
I'd rather be at a lack of knowledge than do this.
Well,
but you're right, it's probably not the wisest thing.
At this point, I would like to try to save as many as possible. And at this point, it would be the kobolds themselves. And if we're going to try to get them out of here, we need to know what sort of forces we are up against. I was kind of hoping you'd help me on this, but I will not press you. If you wouldn't mind keeping an eye on them, I'm going to go try to find Torek. What was his name? The yellow skull?
Torek. You're right.
Yes.
Oh, it is Torek, yes. I'm going to try Thorvik. See if we can find a peaceful solution as much as possible. Though I do not think he will be as open to it. Probably not. Actually, that's a good point. Now I'm self-doubting you to myself. Alright.
Try that soothsayer or what her name is.
Might be an option. Sometimes I would envy just having a simple answer, in this case, Boron. But life is very rarely, if ever, simple. You keep an eye on them. I'm going to go try and find Jaheira? No.
Jazri. Jaheira is a Baldur's
Jazri.
Gate character.
Yeah. Right. Nature's servant protects. Different person.
Yeah, so omnipresent authority figure. Hello!
All right. Jazri. I'm going to go and try and find her.
Right.
And he turns to Boron. If Torek himself does show up, do try to find me. I suspect he more so looks for retribution than answers.
Definitely.
Thank you. And he's going to go off and look for her. Jazri.
Jazri.
Jazri. Sorry.
Look, just imagine the movie Jaws and then add a re to the end. Jazri.
I'm reading it, but my mind is going towards Jadzia.
You're reading it and your mind is going to Jujutsu. Okay. You look at Jazri and it's like, oh yes, Jujutsu Kaisen.
Do not have the power of blue or red.
Yes, Sepia?
Hope you're feeling better, Minnove.
Oh.
You seemed down. Seem better now. At least for now.
I mean, doing this kind of stuff with. I appreciate it all. Thank you.
You didn't have to tell them that I did better.
I mean, pish posh, apples, tomatoes, potatoes, oranges, fruits.
I just don't want you to sell yourself short.
No, don't worry. I put myself way too high that I need to put myself down a few pegs.
I think things are down enough as it is at the moment.
Actually, that reminds me. I think at about this time would probably be when Kari is wrapping up his discussion with Jazri on that note.
I was just
So,
about to.
Yeah, so Impulsive, if you want to do anything with that, you have a window of time for the moment. Is he muted?
Impulsive. Did he fall asleep?
I hope not.
Oh no, not again.
Oh no.
Wait, hold on. I got a way to test this.
Hello.
Ah, there you are.
I sat down. I heard an air horn.
were you AFK or something?
Yeah, for just a moment.
Ah, okay. Yeah. I was letting you know that at about where we are now is probably when Kari is wrapping up his conversation with Jazri. Time's kind of a weird thing at the moment, so
Oh, okay.
Time is wibbly wobbly right now.
yeah. Everyone's doing things that take time, so we kind of keep rewinding time to go see what everyone else is doing while other things are happening.
Yeah, I think Tuki's bringing Minnove and the fish back to the cave at this point.
Yeah. So would you say it's reasonable to assume that Kari would sort of intercept them near the entrance at this point, Impulsive?
Yeah.
Okay. Take it away then. You kind of spot each other as you're sort of converging on the entrance. Tuki Minnove heading in, Kari making his way toward the exit to look for them, I assume, because he wants to give Minnove the thing.
Oh, hello.
How'd it go?
Kari?
I need to purchase a new journal.
Huh?
I mean, I think I might have an extra one.
She is very wordy.
Well, she'd have a lot of knowledge about kobolds. And about
Don't you know
culture.
we were talking about?
Kari.
Kari, knowing smirk emoji.
Am I
You-
that predictable?
Out of everyone you could have gone to, you go around and you go talking around and you're like, I'm gonna get you. You were very inquisitive in the ruins.
That's true.
My goodness. I can't believe I've been read like a book.
I mean, I also make it my job to. So.
Not one of those avant-garde like other French language novels. No, like just a Jack and Jill ran up the hill. Oh my goodness.
I mean, in my personal experience, you're more of a mystery novel.
Oh my. I like the sound of that one. Yes, all right. We'll go with a mystery novel. Maybe the kind that you would pick up at an airport when you're bored.
Fuck's an airport.
What's an airport?
I don't know.
What genre am I? What genre am I, Kari?
You're a cookbook.
Cookbook.
Yes.
Does Kari
Because-
know I can't cook well?
You still
not whispering. You're not whispering at all. You're just sounding harsh. I heard everyone. No, it's because people like it. People like opening up cookbooks.
Aw.
Cookbooks make everyone happy, except for the people they don't make happy. But we're not talking about them right now, are we?
You did say that you were going to cook something for me sometime.
I did, and I'm an amazing cook. I can cook so well. I can make a mean cereal.
Yes. I don't know if I want to eat a mean cereal.
I mean, I could put some nice words of affirmation in the soup.
Now it's a soup. I don't know if you do know how to cook, do you?
I like to call it Hi Bob soup.
I think I know which one, and I think I know who's going to be in the kitchen in this relationship.
What?
And with that, he's actually just going to walk away because I think he realizes that there's nowhere else to take this conversation that isn't uncomfortable in some way. He's gonna drop that and walk off.
Kari, where are you going?
I'm going over there.
We got fish, Kari. Look at all the fish we got.
Is there fresh air in the fish? No, they live in the water. There's no air in the water. I need fresh air. I've been sitting by a fire in a cave for... And see, he starts looking at the sun. That much time.
The sun.
Yes.
Where?
Well, I don't know what it was when I started, so it's kind of difficult to tell.
You were in the cave long enough for Short Night to come and go, which still at least an hour.
Ah. Well, so, according to the voice in the sky, it's been at least an hour.
Or Monty Python the hell out of this.
God, okay. Oh, me, okay. You're not giving Minnove the songs, are you?
Oh well.
No, he's going to wait and see if she actually learns them, and if she does,
Okay.
well, then I guess he can learn them.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
All right.
Okay.
Well, you enjoy some good fresh air, good oxygen, good air. in your lungs. Just don't
Yes.
breathe too quickly, because there are some you'll find out.
What the fuck does that mean?
You'll walk further in.
Tuki, what was she trying to say?
I really don't know.
I know how to breathe. I wouldn't be here if I didn't know how to breathe. Why did she feel the need to explain breathe?
I don't know,
She
maybe
confuses me.
maybe it's getting buggy out. I've been halfway in the water, so I haven't really noticed.
Ah, I see. Well. I don't know what goes on in her head, and I don't think I do want to know.
I'm just worried it's not all good at the moment.
What? I'm
worried.
just worried it's not good. Oh, okay. Oh,
Whomst? Why? Who?
yeah.
Who did we lose?
Mick.
Oh, we lost Mick. Okay. All right. Yeah. Unfortunately, yeah. Okay. Mick's having a bow because he's really, really tired. It seems so, but he's good. Like Boron's currently sort of just doing his own thing at the moment anyway, so it's okay. We shall.
Boron is
proceed.
being an amazing guard.
Yes.
He's whittling away at a stick, which feels very Boron to me.
Yeah. That sounds about right. We'll give him that job. All right. So
While we're in the middle of this, I thought of the other books. Boron definitely would be like a military instruction manual, like a book of tactics. I'm thinking Ludviek would probably be a book of poems, or sort of like a Sun Tzu's The Art of War.
I figured Ludviek would be. I figured he would either be a cookbook himself because he's actually done all the cooking for the party so far, or he would be one of those like touristy local wildlife kind of books you might find that talks about like the natural environments, geography, and wildlife of a given region.
You're a tourist brochure.
Like, not like just a brochure, but like an actually like full book that is specific to a region. We have those here in the Pacific Northwest. There's like this like department store in my town, and if you go there, you can actually find books that talk extensively about the local flora and fauna of the Pacific Northwest, the whole geography of the region, and tips, tricks, and advice on how to go like hiking and camping and mountaineering in this region. So like books like that, I feel like would be right up Ludviek's alley. If we're turning people into books.
If you look over there, you can see a giraffe.
Yes, a giraffe. That's what you have when you don't board up your windows.
Okay.
That's funny.
Okay.
You know what?
Just making accent jokes now.
Roll initiative.
No.
And then needs to be put to this menace here and now.
You want to know how we ended this menace? By continuing the game. So let's continue the game. So where is Minnove going as she heads back inside? I've been meaning to ask, but it kept getting sidetracked.
He's a few steps behind, just for a second. She'll catch back up.
Minnove's gonna try and give it to, try to find, I guess, like, the place where they keep their food.
Alright.
And, maybe, like, sneak a couple from out of the basket to give to some of the young ones.
Okay. Sure enough. I'll like, you ask a kobold, like, hey, where do you guys keep your food stores? I caught some fish for you. They'll sort of enthusiastically give you some directions. You nod, make your way sort of a little deeper in, sort of pass through the big sort of bonfire chamber where Josri had been. She doesn't appear to be there now. Seems she's gone off to kind of do something else in the interim since no one else had any meaningful questions for her. But you pass through that room, and before too terribly long, you come into another chamber that is sort of a bit more open. It has a couple more of those sort of a brazier sticking about just to kind of give a bit of a light. Off to your one side, you see sort of a like, not walled off exactly, but you see a collection of like what appears to be scavenged or ransacked boxes and bags that are not full, but have food among them. Like, it's all meat, and it looks like they've tried to, like, siphon salt from the water nearby, possibly used magic, maybe, to try and preserve the food for longer so that they have a more enduring stock. Easy enough to deposit some of the, your catches in there. There's a kobold sort of monitoring them who gives you a grateful nod. And if you're then wanting to find the hatchlings, you follow another path. Again, some more directions were easily given. And eventually you step into, it's not such a huge chamber, but it's kind of more of almost an intimate sort of space. And there's another little fire burning there, but you see mostly a bunch of nests almost made of like scrounged together scraps of cloth and leaf. Like, just someone took some blankets and arranged a bunch of them into a collection of nests. And you see, sort of seated cross-legged next to that fire, you see Torek, and he is basically being climbed on by almost a dozen separate kobold hatchlings of varying colors and sizes, Kirjak among them. And as you're sort of stepping into the space, Minnove, you actually see almost like a tender smile on Torek's face as he kind of pries one of the hatchlings off of his head and sort of sets them down next to the fire.
Well, looks like someone is quite popular.
Sort of looks up and there's this moment where his smile instantly disappears and his eyes kind of widen somewhat, and you feel like you just caught him in the middle of something he doesn't like other people seeing.
It's all right. Your secret's safe with me.
much of a secret. The hatchlings all kind of turn to look at you, Minnove, and Tuki's like right at your heels, right?
Yeah.
So they kind of look past you. Kirjak's face kind of lights up with recognition. And he talks in dragon tongue. You don't understand a word he says. But Minnove, you understand him well enough where he's saying, "That's her. That's the feathered one that gave me the big chunk of meat." And as he sort of points at you, saying things you can't understand, Tuki, the entire gaggle of close to 16 hatchlings that are in this room, like their faces light up and they just start swarming at you. And you're just kind of surrounded by a throng who are just kind of hopping up and down, they're yapping and saying things at you, and you don't know a word of it. They're smiling, though.
He'll take the moment to say interconic. "Hello, my name is Tuki."
You hear this chorus from the hatchlings as they hear you speak their language. They kind of tilt their heads at you before, as a unit, just responding, "Hello, Tuki." You assume they're saying, "Hello, Tuki," at least. You're still kind of trying to get a hang on the language, so...
I didn't know you knew a little bit of Draconic.
Well, that was what I was asking about. I really don't know most of what they're saying, but...
they are very excited. You are the giver of big meat. That came out weird.
Okay.
I wanted
really
that
don't
to come
have
out
any
at all.
innuendo or otherwise.
That's not what I meant. Oh my god.
You are the giver of big meat. That is fucking hilarious. All right. So it's kind of hard to make out what they're saying, Minnove, through the overlapping voices as they get back to their excited yapping. But it seems like they're it's a mixture of thanking Tuki for her part in helping fight off the bad guys, asking her what she is, if she can fly, and just a whole bunch of other questions like, what does your dragon look like, and things like that. Just a whole bunch of questions, most of which don't even make sense.
Minnove's gonna try and translate the best she can. Okay, they really like you and think you're very fascinating and have so many questions. One at a time, please. She says in Draconic.
Persuasion check, disadvantage.
Disadvantages are kids.
Persuasion?
Yes.
Is it not one? There.
13s.
Go with the first one. No, go with the first one because I double clicked it because I didn't know if it was going or not.
Oh, okay. So 15 then.
Yeah.
All right. That's good enough. So you kind of say, one at a time, please. And the kids kind of they hear the request, kind of start to quiet down a bit. And they don't form an orderly queue necessarily, but they do back up just a little bit to give Tuki a bit more space and start to kind of quiet down a bit.
This is where...
They're just kind of staring at the moment, basically waiting to be called on.
Put your hand up, please.
A bunch of hands go up.
Oh, I thought this would be easier. Tuki, pick one.
Randomly point.
All right. So.
I mean, I don't know what any of them look like besides
gear jack, though.
Yeah. It's a whole different, a collection of color. You do note the most common does seem to be green, but there's a whole bunch of colors here. So you point at one of the green scales, who kind of lowers her hand, just kind of sniffs it toward you a little bit before asking to, Minnove, because she's the one who can actually speak the language. What's her dragon like?
Minnove will translate word per word in the sense of being like, I don't know how Tuki's gonna respond to this, but what's your dragon like, Tuki?
She's going to shrug, but then behind Minnove's back, just kind of point at Minnove.
Kobolds kind of look at your surreptitious pointing at Minnove, blink a few times, and then just start laughing as a group.
I think you're hilarious, whatever you did.
Minnove's the dragon.
Yes, we got that. Thank you for explaining the joke. You may now laugh. Now that the joke has been explained, you are allowed to find it funny. Proceed.
Uh-huh.
Alright. While they questions,
We don't have to get too lost in the weeds of the questions.
Yeah. That's why I'm just kind of brushing over it.
Yeah. It's really cute, but after a while, Torque kind of starts to shoo the hatchlings, but sort of toward their various nests. All right, that's enough. Stop hounding our guests. Get some rest now. You had a very stressful day.
Hold on. And Minnove will pull out from her jacket some of the fish that she and Tuki had caught earlier in the day.
Ah. So you pull out some of the captured fish that you set aside, and all the various hatchlings in the room immediately pipe up. Or perk up rather, looking at it expectantly. Thank you.
Should we cut it evenly so they can all have some?
I'll take care of that part, don't you worry.
I'm quite handy with a knife. Don't mind helping.
These ones are my responsibility.
All right. It's just an offer.
I appreciate it, but again, these ones are mine to take care of. Sort of shifts into the common tongue. None of their parents made it out in the escape. All of these kobolds might as well be orphans now. Unless we can get their families back, but even that's not a guarantee.
I guess from what little I know, it looks like you're doing a good job.
I'm doing the best I can. Shifts into dragon tongue. All right, form a circle. I'll divvy it out. The kobolds are quick to do so, sort of getting to their respective nests, sitting attentively, and Torque starts sort of going in circles, breaking off chunks, handing them out to each hatchling, who happily takes their piece, scarfs it down, and waits patiently for Torque to come around again. He's just kind of going in rounds, breaking off roughly evenly sized pieces as he's going. Savor the bites now. These are gifts from friends. And he kind of glances back at you two again, shifts back into common. Thank you.
Of course. Before they go take rest, would they like a...
I cannot hear a word you're saying.
Sorry, I'm speaking really quietly. That's my bad.
And you're also really far from your mic. Get closer!
I'm sorry. Well, the thing is, the desk that I'm sitting at is from a lady that's really short, and I'm not really short. And the chairs are up really high, and the desk is really low.
Huh.
So my comfortable space, like where I'm sitting comfortably, is too far.
Is it possible for you to just take the microphone with you, like just pick it up?
I mean, you'll hear sounds. No worries. I'm just like leaning over.
I gotcha.
Minnove will, of course. She's gonna look over at Tuki. If you want, you can head outside again if you'd like. I know it's a little cramped in here for you, and especially this little den. Don't want you to get anxious or antsy.
I'm always antsy. This has been a very rough day for you. I'd rather tough it out and make sure you're doing okay.
I'll be okay. Don't worry. I would feel better though if you were better. So.
I don't think Ludviek could be doing all of the hard stuff on his own, so maybe we should go talk to him.
Maybe. In Draconic, she's gonna ask Torek, would they like a song before they go to bed?
They're not going to bed quite yet. Just, this is their spot.
Fair enough, fair enough. Well, I know a few, when that comes. I can share some. Let Jezri have a moment of rest.
She's been working herself ragged.
Yeah,
I imagine she would appreciate that. Was there something else you wanted from me, or were you just making this delivery?
More or less just making this delivery.
Very well.
Tuki and I went fishing and brought some to the horde pile, and then snuck some that... No, not snuck some, just kept some and brought them here. The younger ones.
Kind of nods appreciatively to you. And with that, as you sort of go to turn to start kind of going, you hear Kirjak calling to you sort of from further back in the room. Thank you for saving us.
Anytime.
And that's faster.
What was that?
I wish I learned faster.
Minnove will give to, while they're walking back up to Ludviek, will kind of give like the rundown of what everyone was saying and what Kirjak said and what she was talking to. Kind of like translating what the conversation was.
Okay.
Best she can.
All right.
That was my poor attempt at a joke. I know it's going to take some time, but I guess while we're on the road, if you don't mind helping me.
Love to. Maybe it'll help me brush up on my own Draconic. I'm gonna be honest with you. Quite bad at it.
Right, well. So, you two were heading to locate Ludviek, right?
More or less, so that we're all together as a party.
All right. With the exception of Boron, who is off whittling, and Kari, who is breathing deep of the forest.
Don't breathe too much.
Oh no, he
I
inhaled the
breathed too
5
much.
tone.
My lungs exploded.
You inhaled a moth. You ever seen that movie Kung Pao? There's this running joke where someone
Yes.
keeps accidentally
Yes.
inhaling a fucking butterfly. It's just so
I am
fucking...
bleeding, making me the victim.
I am bleeding, making me... My nuts to your fist style! We have trained him wrong. As a joke. Anyway. It's such a
You
stupid...
realize now we're gonna have to start making tons of Kung Pao references with Kari now every time we're back in town.
No. We shall conclude it with this. My nipples look like milk duds. Anyway.
Ah!
They're just shouting that so loud in the intermission. This is the wrong music for this conversation. Let's keep going.
Yes.
So, and Ludviek, you were looking for Jazri, right?
Yeah, mostly to get a little perspective on
All right.
Toric
Yeah, easy enough.
without having to.
Yeah, as you're kind of like, you find her soon enough. Like, I'd say like at around shortly before finding her, you kind of meet up with Tuki and Minnove. They kind of find you in transit. And after a handful of minutes, or not even a handful of minutes, just like a minute, you find Jazri stepping out of one of the other passages of the burrow, kind of looking a little more tired than before, but just sort of takes a sigh and notices all of you approaching. Looks up at you in particular, Ludviek, because she hasn't had much of a chance to talk to you because you spent the whole time monitoring the prisoner.
Mm-hmm.
Yes? Do you need something, friends?
It's a difficult subject having to do with the remainder of the group of which attacked you. Yeah, he looks around. I mean, is there other kobolds within earshot and whatnot?
A couple.
Is there
Like my narration so far has made this place sound a lot bigger than it actually is. It's a pretty small space, only like a few rooms, with some tunnels between them.
Ludviek, all right. Ludviek like nods his head in a direction. Is like, is there some place a bit more out of the way we could speak for a moment?
We can return to my fire if you have a concern.
The concern, he says under in a way that she could hear, but try to keep it out of the earshot of others. He's about Toric. I need to understand him better before we move on.
I question why you would come to me when your questions are of him, but very well. I will tell you what I can.
All right.
Nods toward the nearby fire, takes a seat at it again.
I have not introduced myself fully to you, ma'am. My name is Ludviek Adush. I'm a follower of Suna, if that was not obvious.
Sort of looks you up and down, kind of a quizzical frown crossing your face. Suna, that is one of the 5 gods to which mankind give praise, is it not?
One of them, yes. Specifically one of healing, of nurturing.
I cannot say I am well versed in the religions of mankind. I have only heard the 5 mentioned in passing, and then individual names dropped on a handful of occasions. I've never been given cause to learn more.
Well, it is only the surface you need to understand. You see, I try not to make sure that harm comes to any under my care. And, well, it's a very precarious situation. We have here captives of a group that is, well, dead set on capturing or killing your group. There's no easy way to say it. I do not quite think that they will survive.
They most
suspect
likely
Toric-
won't.
I suspect Torek himself is more interested in... I do not know him as well as you do, but I suspect he may be more interested in retribution than any sort of answers or information.
Torek is... He is younger than I, but not to the point where he is controlled entirely by his emotions. As deep as his rage and resentment may go, and they do go very deep, he is not beyond reason. His primary goal for this moment is protecting everyone here. He will not take reckless action if it will likely put them in greater danger. It is in part that very reason which drove him to agree to speak to you on the beach in the first place. He needed to know who you were, if you were friend or foe.
It was a very big leap of faith for him to make.
There is a reason he did not go alone.
True. It's good to have faith, but it is good to also be prepared.
If there is a chance that these prisoners can reveal information that may be in help to us in keeping these refugees safe or even rescuing those we left behind, he is not likely to slay them until he has that information. After that, however, would be very little reason to keep them alive.
Yes.
As a reminder, Tuki and Minnove, you are here, just as a reminder, if you have anything to add.
Just listening so far.
Okay, just making sure.
Men who are
Making
on
it.
death's door very so rarely become very honest.
You did say when we first met and you were bringing your prisoner in that on the morrow you will have a means of compelling the truth from them, or at the very least, forcing them not to speak lies.
I will. Well, I do have that ability. But there are ways around it, if one is clever enough to understand the rules. But they will not be able to hide the truth from me. I'll at least know if they are lying. And if they refuse to talk, that is on them.
You broached this subject with me because you object to the notion of them dying, don't you?
It is a difficult quandary. They are men who've committed very horrid deeds against your own. And if they were to be let go, there's a very good chance they might return with greater forces. There's other information I'd like to know firsthand, if you would. How many of your number will remain in the mines?
It is difficult to know for certain how many of us there were, but we were kept in separate locations. Those of us who were leverage for the workers and the workers themselves were kept separate by distance and altitude.
I recall a number 2/3 being said.
Less than a third made it out.
And this is me trying to remember. I think we've seen somewhere in the realm of around, if we're counting the kids, the elderly, probably miscellaneous, we've probably seen around like 25 here, or
something like that.
Okay.
And Jazri will point out, Jazri will speak. Our initial plan that saw us attempting our escape in the first place was... Our first priority was to get the leverage out, our hatchlings, our elders, our mates. It took a long time to find a window to do it, but most of our able-bodieds were to wait for a moment, wait for the window to open, so to speak, before they made their escape. The window closed before they had the chance. Most of those who made the ascent with us stayed behind to buy us time to get away. I do not know how many of them will have been kept alive to resume work or would have been thrown back into the pit to die at the end.
I'm gonna go out and get some fresh air with Kari.
Are you all right, child?
I'm fine. No worries. Keep on doing your thing. Make sure Kari.
You want me to come with?
If you want, you don't have to. I'm sure Kari can. It would be fine with whoever, but
Josri will shift to dragon tongue and say to you, "Did your friend give you what I wrote for you?"
Minnove's gonna look visually what?
I see.
What'd you give
Just
him?
Just so you know, there are songs I would like to teach you if you are willing to learn.
Yeah. Sometime, definitely.
Find me tonight. I can give you some lessons.
Alright. And she'll nod and smile and
Alright.
take us a few steps back.
Alright. So, that Josri returns her attention to you, Ludviek, switches back to common. Apologies. That needed to be said.
Of course. I thank you for your insight, ma'am. These are quite trying times for you and your people.
I'm sorry, I think I'm gonna step out too.
And as Tuki does that, Ludviek turns to Josri. No, yeah, Josri, right?
Josri.
Josri, right. And there was a subject I did not want to broach in front of my compatriots. It is a bit more serious. I do not think, as I said earlier, that the men will be leaving alive. But I would not like them to suffer either. If their fate is to be death, I prefer it to be a painless one. Do you think Torek himself would be open to that option?
Torek is angry, but I do not believe him to be cruel. You saw him fight. He's efficient. He is much the same in disposing of threats or nuisances. He doesn't revel in pain. We've all endured more than our fair share.
Pain is one thing I would like to avoid. But it is a part of life. But if it can be eased from others, then I will gladly help that. Thank you for your time, Josri. It is most appreciated. You've given me a bit to think about.
I will say, Torek will not see any reason to keep them alive. I don't see a reason for that either. However, if their threat they potentially pose to us is nullified, then I don't see a reason to kill them either. They are horrible, evil people, to be sure. The crimes they've committed against my kin are beyond forgiveness. But she sort of stares into the fire, and like this despondent look sort of crosses her face. Nadira said to me as she was teaching me how to fulfill this role that the history of our kind is marked with cycles of revenge. That for every atrocity committed against us, we are guilty of one ourselves. It just keeps going until someone stops it. Until enough stop. If they are a threat to us, my first priority is the protection of this horde. But if you can find a way to make sure they won't be a threat in life, then I will see no reason to perpetuate the cycle upon them. But you would know them better than I. I know only the pain they bring. You might be able to know their minds.
That is a very good idea. I think I will try to get to know their minds better. Perhaps there is a way. If not, well, we can at least try to make sure that the cycle of revenge stops here. Thank you. Have a good night, ma'am. And Ludviek rises and bows.
All right. So then, as the day continues on, is there anything else in particular the rest of you wish to do? Questions you wish to ask? Interactions you wish to have?
I know I would want to take Jazri up on her offer, as well as possibly still perform towards the children, but that doesn't also have to be roleplayed.
All right.
Could do both at the same time. Jazri's doing a lullaby and Minnove joining in.
Good. So, if that's all you wish to do, then the day wears on. You all sort of continue to wind down and lick the remainders of your wounds from the previous day's battle. As the sun dips toward the horizon and the chill of night settles over the encampment and the burrow, a chill draft starts sort of howling through the tunnels as darkness falls. Eventually, Minnove, you find your way back to this sort of central chamber where Jazri tends the flame. She looks up as you make yourself known. Ah.
Hello.
You came.
Yeah. Well, you invited me, so it'd be rude if I said no.
Of course. Please, sit.
Yeah. She will take a seat.
You, of course, know that your mother taught me everything I know about this role.
Yeah. I'm sure it was beneficial.
It has given me the skills I need to do my part for these people. It is a skill set she often lamented she never got to finish imparting to you.
Minnove's gonna kind of like look down at the fire a little bit. Did she you have more memory of her than I do. What would she say? I guess I'd call it selfish or whatever, but
No, absolutely not. Of course you want to know. She's your mother. Feel no shame in that.
Oh, there's a few feelings.
She had many things to say about you. In the early days of my tutelage under Najira, when she would speak of you, in the first years it was infrequent, she would lament the missed opportunities to convey to you the same things she was teaching to me. The songs, the ceremonies, the rites, the history. All our lore and our stories that she wanted to tell you when you were ready to hear them. As time went on, and it became increasingly clear that she would not reunite with you in good time, the tone of her lamentations changed. From regret of what she did not get to teach you to hope that you found good lessons without her. And confidence that if ever she did get to see you again, you would make her proud. She missed you very dearly. I don't want you to doubt that for even 1 second.
No, I don't doubt it. I haven't doubted it. I've missed her a lot. The memories of her are vague, I guess. Small, but like impactful. I remember songs she'd sing, her voice. Though, the older I got, more distant it became, and more of a muffle it started to sound like.
Okay, I'm sorry, I got distracted there for a second. Could you repeat the last part of that?
Her voice became more muffled the older I got. My memory. And I don't know, it just I wish I tried sooner.
You are
Do
only a
more.
child. Do not beat yourself up.
Yeah. Still.
You could not act upon that which you did not know. If you had left too soon, there's a good chance you might have been captured yourself. Made to endure the same slavery as the rest of us, or worse, made as leverage to compel Najira's continued obedience. That you set out when you did feels in many ways almost like it was fated.
It was something, alright. It started. So. There was a time when I don't know what it was. But there was a moment, but I want to say a few years ago. A couple years ago. Maybe a year ago. Time's foggy when you didn't
don't really have a ways to really properly think about it. I had a dream about, perhaps you might know actually a little bit more about this than I do, or make more sense about it than I will. I had a dream. It was in this misty, like, plain, and a dragon, or something of the shape of a dragon, formed through the mist. And these are like puddles and lakes, and all like about ankle high. And I remember this voice telling me that little bit of hope goes a long way. At that time I was cold and probably at the lowest of my lows. I lost a friend. And this dragon just came out of nowhere, and I don't know. It sparked a hope of looking for my mother again. A spark of wonder and curiosity among everyone and everything. Brought hope back to me when I felt like I had nothing. And that dream has always perplexed me. I had it again recently. Same dragon, same place. But this time, my magic changed. If that makes sense. I don't know what it is. Who it is. I don't even know if it's just in my head, or if it's divine, or if it's just something that I'm supposed to seek.
The orphan?
I'm sorry?
That's what Najira called it.
The orphan.
When did you have this first dream?
Well, I want to say a couple years ago.
Out of
maybe?
character, I believe we had it be that it was like a year or two after Najira disappeared.
Yeah. I
So
think I
would've-
was
Like, cause like 8 years ago
12,
at this point.
13.
What strange providence. At the same
Like
time,
what?
that many years ago, Najira came to me and said she had had a dream much like what you describe. Of a wetland and a dragon of mist. It had been a difficult few days for everyone in the mine that day. Several had been tossed from the top to make a point after a failed bit of resistance from some hot-headed workers who were too eager to show they had teeth. Who did we lose?
Impulsive, he said he sent you a DM.
Ah, okay.
Did not.
Okay. All right. We are down on Impulsive. We're probably not going to go too terribly much longer with that in mind, but let's just keep going then. You were saying, Minnove?
What were we saying?
Fucking
Dragon of
right. Okay, the last thing Josri was saying. Several of those who had been tossed from the top were young. To nail the point home, Najira was close to at least one of them. So when they fell and cracked upon the ground of the bottom, she was more upset than I've seen her ever since. She always projected an aura of strength to the rest of us, maintained her composure, kept her calm, to comfort us when the rest of us were swallowed with despair, but that night she wept herself to sleep. Wept all through the night until at one point when the ring was at its brightest, and then she calmed. I thought at the time that she had simply cried herself to exhaustion. In the morning, she spoke of the dream. Said that an orphan of mist had come to her, having heard her cries. Najira apparently was reminded of you when those hatchlings perished. Was made to think of you, the child she lost, the only child she had left. And how long it had been since she had seen you, and just wanted nothing more than to tell you that she wanted you safe. Wanted you to cultivate that bright spark she'd seen in you since you were freshly hatched.
That is very interesting.
I'm afraid I do not know what this Dragon of the Mist could possibly be, but if your mother and you shared a dream of it, I do not believe it to be a mere coincidence. Mayhap there is some dragon beyond our knowledge who hides herself away. Or maybe it's something else entirely. I do not know. The stories I know make no mention of this entity.
Well, no need in trying it. Don't know that. We'll figure it out as time goes.
Right. This has
So,
raised questions to be certain, but I did not call you here to speak of these matters, did I?
no, sorry to disrupt and just
No, it's
apologize.
fine. It's fine. There were stories that needed to be told. And now there are lessons to be taught if you are of a mind to learn.
As keen as I can.
Good. I would like to teach you how to sing one of the oldest songs of our people. I spoke to your Crovan friend of it earlier, Kari.
Oh?
He had me write it down, but you told me he never handed it to you, so I assume he wanted you to learn it directly from me.
I mean,
And
yeah, I guess.
so,
Yes, Minnove will adjust her positioning. Making herself, like, putting her, like, tucking her legs under, kind of like sitting on her knees.
Hmm.
Wrapping her tail around
as she sits there like student to teacher.
Drowsy will give you a little nod and... So, this is... well, the way I described it to your friend. A lament as much as it is a celebration. It sings of our kin. Battered and beaten as we are still here. Alive and strong enough to sing. And as she begins to guide you through this particular song, the lyrics being taught to you, and the melody itself you find resembling the one that Najira always sang to you, the lullaby that you play. And as the words are given to you, and you are guided through beginning the song itself, we're going to go ahead and call it there for the night.
Woo!
Bit of a wind-down session from the chaos of last time, but it's fine. Not like we can go much further right now anyway, when we're 2 people down, but it's alright, so... yeah, a lot of us are tired and busy, so... but yeah, so thank you all, ladies and gentlemen, so much for joining us for this session of Ringlight Fables. We will see you next time. Until then, take care of yourselves, keep listening, and don't be a dick. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Goodbye. Little heartfelt moment at the end. I like it.
Right?